Your enthusiasm is good, but your good deportment would be appreciated. So let's move on and listen to the candidates.
Before we start, is there a problem with the mics?
There's a problem with the mics. Yeah. Which one? There's a fuzziness when you speak. One of the mics was cracked. Particularly the microphone that Mr. Stubbs is using.
It said it's fuzzy or something.
Test, vote for Rick Tubbs. It's working. It's not mine.
Testing, 1, 2, testing.
Andy, we can hear you without a mic.
Gentlemen, would you just come to the podium for your responses?
Okay.
I like that.
Testing, 1, 2, testing.
Let's try again.
Okay.
Let's turn the sound up.
Testing 1.
Go ahead.
Testing 1, 2.
Test. That's better.
Kind of need to hold it right at yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, it is louder.
Okay. Well, let's jump right into the questions. And first topic is immigration. Mr. Tubbs, you will be first. This was a nation built on a pioneering spirit and a hard work of immigrants who came here seeking citizenship. And now it struggles with how to police our borders. What do you see as the most serious consequence of illegal immigration, and what will you do to bring resolution to this growing problem? Mr. Tubbs.
Let's get rid of that thing. Immigration is an important issue to this country. There are so many unsustainable paths that we are on, and immigration is one of them. We are all immigrants here. If I look through the crowd, if there's any American Indians here, God bless you, thank you. But all of us, most of us, are from another country, if not us ourselves. It was our ancestors that came here. That's what makes America great, is immigration, and bringing together so many different cultures and ideas from around the world. But illegal immigration is exactly that, illegal. And it is not something we should support or allow in this country. It is a burden on our taxpayers that we can no longer afford. And I have a long format or a long program on how to fix this with many details. But tonight I'll just offer you the three main events or principles that are in the immigration bill. This country, I've worked alongside immigrant workers. They have a place in our economy. You ask any agriculture or business person and they'll tell you that we need what I call guest workers. Let them in. Let them live in the sunshine. Let them be legal. The difference is when they get here, they're not U.S. citizens. Do not give them the ability to tap into the taxpayer-funded safety net of welfare, Social Security, unemployment, disability. They come here, they get a job, they take care of themselves and their family, and if they can't, they go home and let their country take care of them. Now, the second plank is we can secure those borders, because now the people coming across are the terrorists, are the criminals, are the drug runners, and we can put the measures in place to secure our border, because we're not trying to stop people that are just trying to make a better life for them. Of course, this is a big issue. There's plenty more. I'm out of time, but that's a start. Thank you.
2 minutes, Congressman Miller.
Clearly, immigration is a problem that we should have been addressing over the last several years, many years ago. We did have a guest worker program at one point, and it didn't work. We had a second guest worker program, and it didn't work. I think we have to understand that first and foremost what we need to do is to secure our borders. We've sent 20,000 additional border security personnel over the last many months to the border. We've sent, in some cases, the National Guard in limited numbers. We've erected a much more secure fence, a much more secure system for a good portion of the border, but not all of the border. Once you secure the border, then I think it's important to engage in comprehensive reform, where those who came here illegally will come forward and they will admit that they're here illegally. They're going to have to pay a fine, and they're going to have to we'll run criminal checks on them, and then they can decide if they want to stay here and continue under legal status to get a card to stay here. And if they commit any crimes, they go back immediately. And we know how important immigration is to this economy. If you talk to most economists, whether they're from the right or the left, they'll tell you the two most important things in America's future is good immigration and good education, because we need to increase the talents and the skills of our American workforce, and we need that talent that has enriched this economy and its innovation, its discovery, and its workforce over the last many generations. It's the brilliance of the American system, and it's paid huge dividends. And those people who have come here either to go to graduate school, to start companies, to employ others, and especially in the state of California, we see that through thousands of companies that have been started by immigrants to this country. And when we see economies that are lagging, many of those economies are those that have the most restrictive immigration policy, and what they have is a population that is aging much more rapidly than their economic competitors in the other parts of the world. So this is a problem that we'll continue on.
You're up first. Save you the run back and forth. Jobs. We can debate whether the stimulus package has created any jobs or even saved jobs. But would you agree that a government that creates a vibrant business community and a business environment can do more for economic stimulus than any government program?
Well, the answer is on the question of that is you actually have to do both. When the government invests in infrastructure, it's not the government that builds the bridges, the roads, the highways, and the hospitals. It's the private sector. It's contractors and engineers and construction workers that do that. By the same token, we also want to encourage the formation of small businesses, the growth of small businesses. And what we saw with the financial scandals was that
Okay, we have reset the clock, and the congressman can continue.
I'm thinking where was this? That we really have to do both. This country is big enough to do both. The stimulus did create some 3 million jobs. The Recovery Act brought thousands of construction jobs to California, thousands of research jobs to California, and thousands of new green energy jobs in our growing solar and wind energy, including manufacturing for the first time in California. I see many of you snickering at that. It's interesting that over the recent holiday, AAA set out a warning telling drivers that they could expect to add time to the drive because of the some 12,000 highway projects that were going to be working over the Labor Day weekend to try and finish up their jobs before the weather sets in. Some 12,000 just highway projects. But the fact of the matter is, what you really have to do is you have to encourage the new innovation, the new discovery, the new production of goods and services in this country, and that is the private sector, and that's why you turn. This last year alone, I voted for eight tax cuts for small businesses to try to help them. The Republicans in the House voted against all of those tax cuts. This was to try to recognize the need of these businesses to be able to hold on during this downturn in the economy. I've worked very hard to try to extend credit to our community banks, who would then extend credit to our small businesses so they can grow and create jobs. Right now, they're sitting in the Senate a bill that has been immensely successful in its first iteration in the beginning of the year, where we leverage some government money into small business loans, the private sector, and those loans are being used by companies all throughout this congressional district. But they've run out of money. But hopefully, the Senate will vote to pass that legislation before the Congress adjourns, because that leverages private money, private credit, and the growth of small businesses. I've been visiting small businesses around this district that have used the benefits of that leverage, and they've used the benefits of the improved expensing for capital improvements that small businesses make. That's how you grow an economy.
Thank you. Mr. Tubbs. Would you like me to repeat the question?
First of all, I love the passion. I love the passion, both sides here tonight. That's what America's about. So very good. I applaud you. Second, George Miller said guest worker programs don't work. Once, twice. I spent some time in Kuwait. Imagine that. 800,000 national Kuwaitis, 2 million guest workers in that country. This is the 21st century. Don't tell me it can't be done. Now, on the issues of jobs, the stimulus bill, 9.6% unemployment, not going anywhere. But really the problem is the regulations that you've passed, George, on after the stimulus bill is making it difficult for businesses to grow jobs, which is the way we grow our economy. And it's really the uncertainty that the government is putting out there on these businesses by passing all the regulations, whether it's health care, cap and trade, the bank reform bill, which I hope we talk about later. Business owners don't know how much these workers are going to cost them. They are smart risk managers. They are waiting. They are waiting. You can pass all the stimulus you want, but if we keep injecting that uncertainty through the excess regulation from government on high, this economy is going to go nowhere. I call it the three-legged monster that's killing American jobs and sending them overseas. And we need to kill that three-legged monster. Too high of taxes, too much regulation that is not helping anything, and too many frivolous lawsuits. Talking to a business person in Martinez, really many business people out there that have been in business, been successful for 20 years or more, 10 years or more, I ask them, in this current climate, could your children experience the same success you have as a small business owner? And without exception, their shoulders droop, their eyes cast down, and they say, no way. I don't know how they're going to do it. We've got to stop that. And we can do that with Rick Tubbs as your congressman. Thank you.
Amen.